What is now a few videos ago for you guys is all actually just one day for me, hence the same outfit. I'm doing lots of filming in one go, but what we are attempting to do is actually the 7-day KonMari decluttering method challenge, but in just one day, because I need to declutter my entire home in order to downsize to go traveling. Now, you guys may have already seen the sort of digital side of the decluttering, but I kind of realised after that, filming that video, what I'm actually doing is decluttering my entire home, like the KonMari method. So for anybody who doesn't know, the KonMari method is where Marie Kondo declutters people's entire houses, including her own, via 7 steps. And I don't personally think it really matters what order you do these things in. In general, it's suggested clothing first, because clothing is many people's largest area of belongings, followed by books, as that is a next very, very popular area of owning a lot. Papers, as in paperwork. This is kind of a grey area because sometimes people have papers that are also sentimental, but sentimental items is another area that usually comes at the end. Kimono, which is miscellaneous, and then sentimental items. And then the 2 final days are spent sort of folding and organising the items that you have left and how you are going to have them in future to maintain a tidy, clutter-free home. She also says throughout the decluttering process to only keep what sparks joy. However, what we're going to do today throughout our decluttering process of my entire home is keep what isn't essential, because obviously I am really trying to downsize to an absolute bare minimum. Now, what's a bit confusing for me is I have already gone through my clothing, so consider that part done. It's just something that I keep on top of all the time. But if you were watching this for some minimalist tips of how to declutter your home in 1 day or 7 days, I always advise, a little bit like KonMari, start with your clothing first. It is probably the hardest area, or the area that we have most stuff. The hardest area might actually be sentimental items. Because I want to do this in several phases for you guys and give you the most tips possible, I am going to compartmentalise this into several videos. You may have already seen 1 or 2, but this video is going to be sort of the miscellaneous stuff. I have already pre-filmed, don't know which order you guys have seen it in, but I've pre-filmed the digital tech, which for me now kind of replaces books. Not in everyday life, I don't want digital and tech stuff to replace books, but because I live in a very small home, I kind of gave up keeping books. I just sort of borrow them, or previously I had a Kindle. So that's an area now that within the Marie Kondo method, or KonMari method, where she says books, I replace with tech in my mind. So we've done that bit. I am at a future date going to deal with the kitchen all on its own, because I think the kitchen is a big area. And although that kind of fits into kimono, miscellaneous, it's a big area all on its own. So I'm adapting that bit of the KonMari method for myself. So what are we actually going to do today? We're going to do all the other stuff around the rest of the home. We're going to start in the hallway and come around the whole rest of the home, dealing with all the things. We are going to deal with the kimono, the papers, and all the other little bits and pieces in between. So, let's start in the hallway. So if you're new here, this may shock you, but our home is 32 square metres, but as I often say, it's more like 22 because of all these wasted little weird areas that we have, because it is a very unique shape, our home. It is a 200-year-old loft. There's lots of wasted space because of the layout. One of the wasted spaces is this really weird little hallway that we have. And as you can see, this weird little hallway is only sort of elbow width apart. And it is our only area really where we can attempt to store the odd thing that we might need. Occasionally, it does become a little bit of a dumping ground and it kind of, at least once a week, needs resorting out. So that's a great time to do that while we're doing this. Case in point, we have all my partner's coats here. He does have more than me. We're moving down so I can show you all the case of what has happened. So all his clothes that he's kind of in between wearing, and oh shit. Sorry about that rude interruption, guys, but I thought I would leave that bit in for your entertainment value. Anyway, what was I saying? Oh yes, so this area becomes a dumping ground for my partner's clothing when he's sort of getting changed on a morning but doesn't want to wake me up. So this area almost acts like a little bit of a dressing room, and we end up with sometimes clothes left out so they can go in the wash. What else do we have here? We have a few shoes, which we are leaving out. We have a suitcase that is broken, sadly, but my mum is thinking of keeping it just as a storage box because the handle is broken. We have a bag of things for the charity shop, which I am going to leave here because what we're going to do throughout this video is create a huge declutter pile here at the end of the hallway. It's the least invasive space for us to leave all the stuff we are decluttering. So what we will do for now, I will move all the shoes out of the way so that what we see by the end of this video is all the stuff that we will be decluttering. So the bathroom is an area that I don't really need to deal with. We've kind of done that already, so we'll keep moving up the hallway. So this area is an area that previously I haven't really covered that much on this channel, because up here, let me see if I can make the camera go up. Oh no, that's down. Up. This area that you can all see up there, well, that has previously been just my partner's storage area, so I've always kind of left it alone. It's where he keeps most of his other belongings that aren't clothing, with the exception of our first aid kit. So what I'm going to attempt to show you all at a very weird angle, so I might have to get the stool to show you all, because I want to show you what's up there, because it's actually being decluttered finally. So let me get a better angle for you all and I'll show you what's there and what's going, and we might even get some of it down and put it on the pile to show what is actually going. Right, let me get the stool. So I really do hope you can all see me. This shows how small the apartment is. I have to put the camera right back in order just to get it in frame. So let's do our best to show you this. Am I in frame still? Just, right, let me show you all. This area now is the only area in our home where we have any storage boxes left. Organisers. So we have like 3 of these bamboo ones and 3 plastic ones. They are the only storage boxes in our entire home. So at the moment, my partner just has some gloves, some sunglasses, and a little watch box. Those things are what he will be going through at the very last moment before we leave. So I am going to leave those things to him. In this box here, he has his clippers for kind of shaving, and the box at the side is first aid kit. So those 3 things are 3 things that we will absolutely need till the very last minute that we go. All these things, can I show you all? I have basically got 1, 2, 3, 5 gift bags that I have already been sorting through, and basically any items that I personally have been wanting to declutter that have had very minimal use but I feel might come in handy as gifts, I have sorted out to give to gifts for my friends, because what nicer way to declutter than to actually sort of give it away, especially if it's a more valuable item. I think that's a nice way to give them away. So these are actually all going. I'm not going to get these down because it's a few weeks until I might see these people, but these things, so all this here, so half of one of the shelves is all for gifts and will in the next couple of weeks be completely empty. Actually, the same goes for the top shelf. The top shelf has 2 boxes. In one of the boxes is my salt rock lamp, which I love it, but when we leave it is just going to be too heavy to take with us, too much of a problem, so I'm probably going to gift it away. So I've put it in a box ready to gift it away, and in the other box is our old salt and pepper cruets. I think they cost me about £50, so that's about $60. I've completely cleaned them out, and I'm also going to gift them away. Then, what do we have over here? We literally just have 2 plastic storage containers that are empty, and I just don't really know what to do with them yet, but I probably will give them away. Now, what is the other thing? I think that, well, that is everything up here, except this is the only picture frame that has remained in our house for a very long time, because I personally got rid of all my picture frames. This is my partner's. It is a very sentimental item, and actually, it is the only sentimental item that my partner owns. Now, previously, I tried to not convince him, but say to him, it's a very big sentimental item. How about taking it out of the frame and rolling it up so it's more compact for storage? But it's non-negotiable for him. It is one sentimental item that he wants to keep in its original frame. So this is literally going to go in the top of our one duffel bag, which is going to be the only thing we store with my mum when we leave, which will mainly have all our winter gear in for colder climates. So I think that, is it glass even, or is it plastic? It will be protected by all the coats, and we're going to wrap it up well. But since I'm up here, I might as well get it down. I thought I'd actually broken the frame then. In fact, I think the frame actually might be broken, so there may be a day when he actually has to declutter the frame anyway. Right. One less thing up there. Let's add it to the pile. But really, it's, in fact, no, because it's not leaving the house, let's put it where it intends to go, which is in the duffel bag under the bed. Next, because we're dealing with everything miscellaneous, let's go through there, but I'll give you a closer look of the shelves. So I nearly forgot to mention there are about 5 books on there. They are my partner's. They're all to do with sort of foraging and wildlife and that type of thing. He's only about halfway through reading them. So his plan is that in the final few weeks that we are here is to read them and then give them away. So they will all be gone as well. So very soon, those shelves above the door will be completely empty. Right, now you're probably all thinking, what on earth is a miscellaneous item in this basically empty living room? I will show you all now. This is basically the only thing in our living room other than the projector and 2 chairs and a mirror. We're going to go through it. And now that we're into that very awkward time of year, which is autumn, there are shards of light all over the place in this home, which make filming very difficult. As you can see, I've come right to the back of the room and it is still just like in a shard of light. I don't know where I am supposed to film. Can we go back any more? Let's try and go back a bit more. Are we out of the shards of light? And now I'm getting a weird glow under my face. I'm practically at the back of the room, but I think that is the best we're getting, guys. So this box is basically our wire box. Anything electric I put in here, and even though I try to stay on top of it, every now and then stuff accumulates, because at least it's good to have the organisation of, if you find a wire sometimes and you don't know what it's for, put it in there, it's out of the way, it doesn't get lost. But every now and then it does need addressing, and now that we really are trying to get down to the bare essentials even more than ever, I really need to address some of these things. Now this, believe it or not, this extension is a very hard one to part with for myself, because it's something like a 50, oh no, it's not 50 metres, it's a 10 metre extension though, which is practically the size of our apartment. And because we have very, very old electrics in this apartment, we often only have one outlet in the room, and we really sort of rely on this to be able to put the electrics where we want. Guys, this is editing me interjecting really quickly to say I got all these clips of me decluttering uploaded today and I had no idea how long they all were. So this next clip I just had to speed up for you all, because I did go through some decluttering tips with you all, but it just went on for way too long. And obviously we do have a time frame for these videos of about 20 to 30 minutes. I don't really want to have longer videos than that. So the next 2 clips you're about to see, I just had to speed up, because really it was just me going through my wires. I'm sure you all kind of know about the decision making behind that. We only kept what we were absolutely going to need. Everything else was decluttered, and the same with the miscellaneous items in the kitchen. But just so you can all see that I did go through it all and what I decluttered and what I kept, I'm going to leave the clips in. I'm going to give you all my personal choice of some lovely music that is available to me copyright free to listen to whilst you watch me declutter, but we're going to speed them up. Let's go back to the clips. Guys, so next on the agenda, because this is empty and all we really have left is that, I'm actually going to put this in the initial to declutter pile, as I actually feel like we don't need it anymore. So we will put it in the declutter pile for now. To save space in our very tiny hallway, we'll put this inside it. What I also have to do is find a home for those blankets, because I really don't like having them just on the floor, but yeah, I don't actually know where else to put them because we use them every night. We'll deal with that later. For now, let's take this through to the declutter pile. We have at least managed to half the size of that tub, but that is all stuff that we are going to need to return the home to normal, to obviously get our deposit back after we leave. So in a way it is being decluttered, just not yet. So that is going to go back on the shelf once I've given the gift bags away in the hallway. So is there anything else left to declutter? I'll have a look and be right back with you. So guys, I mentioned that according to the KonMari method, clothes, books, papers, kimono, miscellaneous and sentimental items. This video is getting very long, which is why I have, over the past couple of videos, and there are going to be a few more videos, decided to split it all up, even though it is completely possible, as I am proving, to do it all in one day. We're going to deal with this last little bit in here to keep my home in order as we go along, so it doesn't look like complete chaos. So this is the other half of my declutter pile of what you have already seen part of in the hallway. Some of the stuff I've just brought through from the other areas that we have been decluttering, and the last bit of this video is going to be me attempting to organise it and put it all in one area for you guys, but you are, in future videos, going to see me deal with the other areas. So for instance, you've already seen me constantly deal with my clothes. I did my tech instead of my books because I don't have any books. I have done all the miscellaneous things today. We are going to deal with sentimental items and paper in a future video, because for me, some of those things are linked, i.e. some of my paper documents are sentimental items. That's going to have a video of its own. And really, the kitchen stuff, technically that comes under miscellaneous, as do sort of bathroom stuff, which you're going to see, like personal care and hygiene. You might have already seen that last week or in a week coming up. These technically all fit into miscellaneous, but some of them are such big areas that I actually like to break them up. Even though miscellaneous is one area, I tend to split them up also into bathroom and kitchen, and then all the other bits and pieces around the home, like what we've been doing today. So I'm gonna very quickly move all this stuff into the hallway so you can all see the current declutter pile. I am gonna do this on a time lapse for you guys. This is probably going to be our shoe area while all the stuff is at the other end of the hallway. You probably saw me just move in the robot vacuum. That is obviously going to leave at some point when we leave, but for now it's being moved around everywhere while we find the right place for it, because now the chairs are in the corner. It's sort of a bit in the way. I will do something with that, but now let's go show you the declutter pile so far. This is the declutter pile at the end of our pokey little hallway. This suitcase, we are undecided about what to do with it. So it's kind of a maybe, but it is here because it's kind of looking like it will go. As I said, that one was borrowed off my mum and we've damaged it, or we haven't damaged it, but it got damaged whilst travelling. I will probably be keeping my other silver one. This one, my partner was going to use it, but now he is favouring the idea of just having a backpack. So if he doesn't want it, we will probably just sell it. It's only a carry-on. It's only 20 inches, like the smallest carry-on that you can get. So in the meantime, it is just waiting here. But that is the decluttering of our entire home. And don't forget, guys, really this pile is much bigger because all the stuff above the doorway, if it was also here, it would be probably twice this size. And we still have a few other things that we're going to go through in the upcoming weeks for you, but day for me, because I'm sort of doing it all at once. But obviously the videos are getting quite long. We've got all the paper and all the sentimental items stuff to go through, and although it's not a lot compared to most people because I've already dealt with a lot of that, it's still, to me, because I don't have much stuff left, sort of 80% of what we have in this property, of what we own and what is in our home. So this is a growing pile. Right, I'll see you in the next one, and if I am correct, it's either minimalist personal care products or bathroom type stuff, depending on whether I've done that, and if not, it's the kitchen decluttering. I've lost track of what order I've decided to do things in at this point, because you don't have to do it in the way that Marie Kondo says. It's just a kind of guideline. And you can change that up a bit where you want to, like I have. See you in the next one. Bye!